I would like to start this video. Actually, I'd like to dedicate this video to someone who's very special to me. She's just as beautiful now as she was 1 billion years ago. You were a planet, and then you're downgraded to a dwarf planet, which I think is a little insensitive. I prefer the term little planet. And here you are, you're a planet once again. I'm sure it must have been a hard time, just cold and alone, but I hate to break this to you. It's space. Everything's cold and alone. If you're not familiar, Pluto was predicted to be a thing before, well, it was a thing. After Neptune was discovered, planet fever swept the astrophysics community and everyone was like, oh, let's go on a big planet hunt. When 1930s rolled around, Pluto was discovered and everyone was like, okay. But because it was so far away, no one really knew much about it. I know, size of Earth? Yeah, fair enough. Sounds good. Yeah. Science. But as we studied it longer, we realised that it probably wasn't the size of the Earth. It was probably a bit smaller than that. Probably Mars. And then it got smaller, and smaller, and smaller. Until we think now it's about roughly slightly larger than, well, the Moon. Now this caused a problem. You see, Pluto likes to chill out in something called the Kuiper belt, which is a belt that circles our solar system and comprises roughly of about 70,000 bits and pieces sort of just, chilling out and just slamming into each other. Now if we take a closer look at all this organised chaos, there's objects that are a lot smaller than Pluto, but there are objects just the same size as Pluto. And there's some that are a bit bigger than Pluto. So this, of course, brought into question, should Pluto be actually called a planet in the first place? Well, a group of scientists known as bad scientists sort of sat down and had a bit of a sciencey chat and wrote out 3 guidelines to see what would constitute our planet. Those 3 guidelines were 1, how to orbit around the sun. Pluto is awesome at that, does it all the time. 2, it needs to have enough gravity to pull itself into a spherical shape. Pluto is awesome at that too. And 3, it needs to have cleared its orbit of all other debris. Pluto was working on it. Now, when a planet is forming, it's more who has the biggest mass wins. And anything that's smaller than the biggest mass either gets sucked into its gravitational pull and combined with the planet, or shot out into the emptiness of space. The problem with Pluto, it has 3 moons. One of those moons is roughly half the size of Pluto itself. Now if we take these 3 guidelines made by the bad scientists and apply them to Pluto, well, it hasn't really cleared its neighbourhood. The largest object that is allowed to be in orbit around a planet needs to be at least a third of its size. So if we apply that 3rd guideline, Pluto doesn't really apply, and therefore it doesn't really apply to be a planet. All this because it just likes to share its space in space. Well, as of September 2014, another group of scientists known as good scientists sat down and had another bit of a sciencey chat. After people gave their opinions and sides of the story to what a planet should actually be defined as, they cast a vote. All the scientists sort of put up their hand and everyone thought, yeah, okay, let's make Pluto a planet again. Science! Science is awesome, it just helps enrich our lives. If you also want to keep enriching your life, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the comment button, hit your mum's button. Nothing ever bad has happened from pressing a button, so push as many buttons as you can. Unless it's a report button. That's a bad button. Don't do that. If you want to leave a comment below, just make a comment on what's your favourite breakfast cereal. Or you can be creative and just put whatever message you like, really. And I'll see everyone next time, probably.